The Andrea Doria was built at Ansaldo Sentry Paniti shipyard. Her keel was laid down on September 2nd, 1950. She was launched June 16th of 1951. At the time, she was Italy's largest ocean liner. Her maiden voyage was on January 14th, 1953, from Genoa, Italy to New York. She is 697 feet in length and has a displacement of 29,100 tons. Her maximum capacity is 1,730 people, with combined passengers and crew. Her maximum service speed would be 23 knots. She would be propelled by 4 Parsons-geared turbine engines, which generated 50,000 horsepower. The Andrea Doria was the first transatlantic ocean liner to feature 3 outdoor swimming pools, one for first, second, and third class. She had 2 sets of radar, which was revolutionary for her time period. She had 11 watertight compartments and could remain afloat with any 2 breached. Her lifeboats were equipped so that they could still be launched even with a tilt of 20 degrees. Her captain was Piero Calamai, who was a seasoned military veteran with 39 years of sea experience. She had 10 decks, 31 public rooms, and over 1,000 cabins. She was a floating gallery of Italy's boldest artists. The Andrea Doria would be lost on her 101st crossing of the Atlantic, completing a 9-day transatlantic voyage from Genoa, Italy, to New York. July 25, 1956, the Andrea Doria would collide with the Swedish ocean liner, the Stockholm, at 11:10 p.m. The Stockholm would plow into the starboard side of the Andrea Doria. As a result, 51 people would perish at the point of impact. The Stockholm would lose her 300-ton bow but remain afloat. On the Andrea Doria, 7 of her 10 decks and half of her fuel tanks were damaged. Because she was close to her destination of New York, her fuel tanks were nearly empty. As they filled, the sudden rush of water in the tanks caused the ship to immediately list to the starboard side. Captain Calamai had already closed the watertight compartments prior to the collision due to foggy conditions. He would send out an SOS signal. To the crew's horror, due to the starboard list of the ship, half of the lifeboats would not be used. The Ile-de-France, which was France's premier ocean liner, would ultimately arrive and launch 11 lifeboats of her own to help evacuate the Andrea Doria's passengers. More than 900 of the Andrea Doria's passengers would board the Ile-de-France before she set sail to New York. By 5:30 a.m., all passengers and crew had been evacuated from the sinking ship, and at 10 o'clock a.m. she would slip beneath the waves and come to rest on her side at the bottom of the North Atlantic. Similar to the Titanic tragedy, hundreds of the Andrea Doria survivors would arrive in New York. However, multiple ships had taken the survivors of the Andrea Doria to different locations at New York Harbor. As a result, it took more than almost a week for some families to learn of loved ones' conditions of those that had accompanied them on the ship. It is believed that excessive speed, low visibility, and misinterpretation of the radar all factored into the collision. Today, the Andrea Doria is in 250 feet of water and resting on her side, 60 miles off the coast of Nantucket. As of this writing, a total of 12 divers have lost their lives trying to explore her. Strong currents, low visibility, and deep water make the Andrea Doria the most dangerous dive site in the area.